always made up of international incidents or national disasters. More often, it is a story of unknown people. Unknown until they are caught in that focal point of drama that makes them news.
Happy Labor Day!
Happy Labor Day. How are you?
Is that Labor Day for background actors?
No, that's
Uh-oh. The problem has continued.
Yeah.
Now, should I change my headset maybe?
Maybe. Is there batteries involved with your headset?
No. No. It can't either. I'm in or out, right? You can hear me fine.
I can hear you fine.
I hope this isn't a prank, because I just want to say, if it is a prank, it's the most boring prank you've ever pulled on me.
Yeah.
You remember the time that I walked and you put the water on top of the door?
That was more exciting.
Yes, and then the time you said, let me tie something to your tooth and watch how funny this will be when I slam the door.
That was a good one. The time I framed you for murder, that was good.
But those aren't pranks.
Yeah, they were. You might not have taken them in the spirit intended, but still.
No, but I could have gotten. You could have lost your pal, Andy.
I knew it wouldn't stick.
Oh, you see, this is the type of thing.
I just wanted them to take you downtown and put a scare into you.
Downtown. That's what Bill Hicks used to do, that bit where he'd go downtown because he was driving drunk.
Yeah.
I don't want to go downtown. I want to go to Wendy's. I miss him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you sound like an old fisherman? Yep, I've been coming down here for many a day and many a night, and I've seen many a thing and various other things.
It's good. I'm watching Muted. I'm watching the Woodstock movie right now. So it looked like you had
I saw that, the director's cut.
It looks like you had an appreciative audience while you were doing that last thing.
There was something on right before it that looked interesting to me on TCM.
TCM's been doing a rock and roll movie marathon the last day. A lot of good stuff.
Thanks for telling me now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's my fucking job.
What am I? Yeah. Oh, great, Chacho. Hey, Chacho, do me a favor. Why don't you give me even later notice?
Peel yourself.
Why don't you call me next year?
Peel yourself away from your Real Housewife du jour.
Is that you doing Dennis Miller?
No, that's a whole new thing I'm doing.
What is it called?
It's called Sarcastic Jew.
This is one of the best phone calls we've ever had.
I don't like the deconstructive nature of your approach so far.
Okay. I accept that, sir. I accept that. But more than that, it's off-putting that you're still going in and out on me. But if you can hear it, I say let's keep it going.
All right. You listen half the time anyway, so.
What'd you say?
Exactly.
See the joke? The joke that time was I did the joke immediately after giving him the rules. This is like a kind of a Harry Belafonte song about how you do sketch.
Yeah.
Improv.
Yeah. Calypso. I like it.
Now, what is happening? Are the Lakers up? I know that they were 1-1. What happened there?
They're still 1-1.
Oh, okay. So now they're going. Where do they go now? They stay in the same area?
They stay exactly the same area, and they play again tomorrow. They play every other day.
Do they have to change uniforms and pretend to be and then go the other way?
They have home team in a way. I mean, the only thing that really changes is like whose fans are on the screen mostly.
Yeah. Well, I was enjoying. I'm ready to watch it now.
Yeah, there's a lot of good basketball happening, and it's giving me it's giving me the tiniest little bit of look forward energy.
Oh yeah, but the thing you have to be worried about is Trump is running such a great campaign. He's such a genius. What a brilliant showman he is.
It's a juggernaut once again. I'm trembling.
How did you think that laugh was? Forced? A, forced. B, just hideous.
It didn't have a lot of direction to it.
It didn't have. By the way, let me tell you something. I was very happy with my side of the conversation. Not my side of the conversation. I had to me, I was never listening better. But when you said you don't like the deconstructive nature of the phone call so far, did you notice how it bounced off me like chicken out of a thing?
Bounced off you in what way? I was hoping it would. I'm hoping you would absorb it, actually. Not that it would bounce off you.
Bounced off me, baby.
Oh, well, that's not
I
good.
knew I was on.
So you're being just disrespectful is what you're saying.
Not so much.
I should celebrate your disrespect.
Not so much that. Not so much. You know, I went to a dynamics class today. I never told you that.
Really? Where?
I went down to Ventura Boulevard. Give me that. Do you know when Ventura Boulevard goes to cold water? I'm enjoying myself, Josh. Can't you at least let me have a little joy in my life?
I can let you have about 25 more minutes of joy.
Okay, who's my favorite guy? The Joy. Yeah. I love the Joy.
Yes.
He has bring me so much the joy. This guy is like, could be stupider than Trump. And I hate to use the word stupid, but holy moly.
I don't think he's that stupid. I think he's just a fucking hitman.
That's right. He's a hitman. That's just true. He thought he had the authorization to just make these crazy moves. Look, Henry, I'm going to give you money, and then you give money to the campaign, but I'll give you it back. Nobody gets hurt.
Right. Then I'm going to go tear down the post office. Just torch the motherfucker.
Yeah. Hey, how much is a first class stamp? Why don't you shove it up your ass there?
Forever.
Nancy Pelosi. Forever. Hey, why don't you do yourself a favor, Nancy Pelosi? Why don't you forward yourself to hell? I don't know. I fell down in the middle there. I don't think he was at was he at Congress or was he at she's never on any of the committees, I just realized.
No, she's not. I don't think the speaker is ever on a committee, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think you might be absolutely right.
Wow, that's the best kind.
Oh, I am on so many
before we go too
men-
far downstream here, and because I mentioned Woodstock a moment ago, I'd never noticed that Marty Balin was wearing a swastika around his neck before.
Who?
Marty Balin from Jefferson Airplane?
No.
Yeah.
But wait a second.
I'm sure he'll say American Indian symbol, but it's a big fucking swastika around his neck.
This is not cool. Didn't they also have the Jefferson Airplane as their defending group or something? Weren't they policing them at some point? No, maybe not them. Oh, they were, because they were at Altamont. Didn't he get punched in the face in Altamont, Marty Balin?
I think so, yeah.
But is he a Nazi, or is it just fun back in those days?
I think it might just be the spirit, the Indian version. But,
yeah,
but still, it's 1969. It's not like it's not right there.
Well, why has that never caused any hubbub?
I don't know. Let's go back and cancel his ass.
Oh, see, when you say that, though, you're buying into that there is a cancel culture. I'm not starting. I'm not starting at all. Oh my God! I just thinking about. I love the Grateful Dead. I vehemently disagree with them about using the Hell's Angels for security. I said, it's not going to work out. Jerry, shut up and listen. He wouldn't listen to me.
No, I know. He gave you the partial. You the partial finger.
Hey, this is too classic. So you're coming up with the classics. You know, I can't even keep up with paper. I got it with you with these classics. You came up with the fake news. Fake news. What do you call that?
That was last week. You know, you know what it was? You know what that is now?
What?
Old news.
Old news. When you watch Alex Jones, do you feel like 1 second ago, there's nobody this really can't be real. This is not like a Rush Limbaugh thing.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, folks. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, it's a level both crazier and more insipid.
And it's nice if you're, okay, I was just going to do a thing about something and I realized, why am I going into this? What do I hope to gain? That's what I should be asking my therapist at the top of each session. Before we begin, what am I hoping to gain?
All right. I need, can we do
by this hour?
A little agenda, maybe?
Yeah. let's focus it a little bit. I'm going to start talking to her like Dennis Miller. Hey, look, what am I, Dr. Freud? Hey, Earth to Dr. Freud.
Yeah. Let me just say the director's cut of Woodstock didn't cut back on the nudity scenes.
Have you been watching this before the show, and now you're going to get back to it after we do our 25 minutes of Dynamite?
No, I just have it on muted. I wasn't even going to stay on it that long, but because I don't really like it that
I want you. Are you there?
I did watch the Tammy Show the other night.
The who?
The Tammy Show. Have you ever seen the Tammy Show?
What? Give me a clue. What it would be like.
1964 concert film with everyone from the Beach Boys to James Brown to the Rolling Stones to
Monterey Pop?
No, the Tammy Show.
Monterey Pop?
No, the Tammy Show.
Oh, you're giving me the actual name. The clue is the name.
Yes.
Well, what? This is. I feel like Tammy Terrell.
No,
Tammy.
T period A period M period I period.
It still doesn't help me.
No, it's just the name of the thing.
All right, don't get upset. God damn it. I think Monterey Pop was on tonight before the director's cut.
Yes.
That's what it was. And so how was the show?
Which one?
Tammy.
Yeah, again, she was nice.
See, that's what I.
No, it's a pretty amazing thing. It's worth seeing sometime because it was just the sort of survey of pop music in 1964. You know, it was kind of everyone but the Beatles.
Man, and James Brown.
James Brown. It's one of the pivotal performances of James Brown's career.
I gotta watch
and
these
it's
things.
famous for having the Stones having to follow him and Mick Jagger being terrified and.
Can you tell that on the thing?
Well, they're so young. The Stones are so young.
Oh, that's right, because it's 64. Yeah. That's before they maybe came across the pond?
No, it was filmed at Santa Monica Civic Center.
Did you like the way I said pond?
I did. I just blew by it because you were wrong.
Oh, you know, it's really gone. I see now the progression of your hatred of me.
Yeah? I'm sorry. I'll dial it back a notch.
No, don't. I think you go full speed ahead at this point.
I did. I wrote a page of jokes today, though, for you.
Whoa, for us, right?
No, for you.
For us. Oh, and are they all quarantined?
No.
I have a feeling we're going to be. I'm almost done, just with the Corolla material.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What?
I lost you again.
No, you didn't.
Now I got you. Oh, that was just a long pause. How do I know from the rest of my life now if I'm not losing you or it's a technical problem?
I could just tell that you didn't lose me that time.
Okay. Well. Now, are you going to tell me? Can you tell me about any other special performances from TAMI besides James Brown?
It was sort of hosted by Jen and Dean,
who I don't really know that much. Really,
they were, a poor man's Beach Boys.
Oh, okay. So they were surfy music. They weren't like Peter and Gordon.
They were a literal little old lady from Pasadena. Was Jen and Dean?
It's so funny. That's not funny, but I really don't think I ever knew that was them. I just couldn't figure out who that was. And ultimately,
also,
I don't think
Sidewalk Surfing as well was them.
How's that one go?
Grab your board and go sidewalk surfing with me. That one.
Well, I all of a sudden heard like a organ sound there. But I could have been one of those bands, right?
Yes.
Do you ever watch Music Choice on TV?
No.
On Spectrum, you know what it is, though, right?
Yes.
I love the little facts they have of the different things that you learn. Like, I didn't know that, and of course, I'm probably the last person who knew this, that Jimi Hendrix was in the Marines.
Yeah. Well,
that's a nice
not the last, maybe, but after me.
Well, now it makes sense that he's playing the national anthem with such vim and vigor.
You think that's the direct line?
I don't know, Josh. In the old days, you'd let me say something, you'd fucking either respond or you'd go on to something else. You didn't hold me up into some kind of molecular mirror. Hubble. Let's look, Hubble. I'm kind of on tonight, if you think about it. I'm kind of on.
You're sort of in like 18th hour of the telethon energy right now.
I think Dick Van Dyke once did a thing where he did a telethon episode that was very funny.
Yeah.
And then I know a couple of people who do it. A friend of mine from Canada does it every year. He does 25-hour thing. I've never done strictly ballroom. I've never done anything. No ballroom competitions, nothing. Yeah. No all day, all night, except, in the early days when I used to have a lot of sex.
Right.
Hey, did you see me get into I almost got into a feud with Andy's Droopy.
No, I did not.
You didn't even see the exchange we had?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, Kip, I know you. We know it's you. Andy's Droopy started to say to me, "Oh, so I'm the bad guy." Here's what he said to me.
Yeah.
I didn't respond to it. So I'm the bad guy because you didn't add Viagra into your daily regimen of. I mean, come on, Josh.
Yeah.
Is that the level of comedy that you want from Droopy?
No, it's not. I agree. I think it's very time and place specific comedy.
I had commented that I've seen about in my 2 or 3 parody things on Twitter, and they all seem very sad.
Yeah.
That's a reflection of my career.
Of what? With Andy Kindler parody accounts, you mean? Or,
yeah, anything, because you have to have a strong enough personality to parody. Like if you're Seinfeld, if you're parodying Seinfeld,
I think you're there, Andy. I gotta say.
That I have a strong enough personality to.
Yeah, this is why
parody.
Yeah, this is why what's his face does such a good impression of you.
James Adomian.
Yes. AKA what's his face.
I don't know where you're going with this. I think I'm getting to get insulted at the end. But
no, I'm just saying that if someone can do a spot on impression of you, there's something strong enough about your personality that they glommed onto.
Oh, okay. I do. I don't want to pretend to be. I was taking it from the end of I was taking it more like someone who thinks like they're Ed Sullivan and everyone's doing impressions of them. I know that no one's doing impressions of me, but you are absolutely right that there is something I do sometimes feel after listening to James Adomian. I laugh so hard, but then I do feel like, what is the point of me continuing? He has absolutely nailed the coffin on everything I do. There's nothing else. I was staying at the Westin because there was no room at the Easton. What else is there to my comedy but that?
Not a lot, but...
Not a lot. Not a lot. Oh. What, you don't like my cardinal directions humor? His examples are better than my examples. He's more intelligent than me. I didn't even know what cardinal directions meant.
Yes, it's both demeaning and yet comedically at least a lateral move.
He's great. He is great.
Yes, he is.
Come on, I don't have to repeat. I don't have to repeat. Hey, after you get off the phone on this, I want you to check your file because I have a feeling something's wrong with your file. And then I'm only saying it because I'm trying to prepare us for the retape.
Yeah. Okay. Duly noted.
But my observations are not based on any technical ability. It's just based on worry.
Yeah.
Like, how come I think I know that if you're talking and I can't hear it, that it's not being recorded? It probably is being recorded.
It is. I have my earphones are monitoring what's being recorded, not my earphones are not plugged into my computer.
I got you. Yeah. I know you're lying to me.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Hey, come on. There's a hostility here that doesn't have to be here because you are you are the wind beneath my wings. Don't you feel that way about me?
No.
Don't you feel like I'm the sugar in your, what do they say when with peas and carrots, or you're the straw that stirs the drink or something like that?
I took the straw. I stirred the drink. Then I took it and I broke the camel's back with it.
Why do they call? Here's someone with just the rhythm of Seinfeld, but doesn't even have the idea. Why do they call it the straw that broke the camel's back? Why isn't it the camel that broke the straw's back? Now, that's not what Seinfeld does.
No.
He's not Yakov Smirnoff.
No.
He doesn't just switch around the thing.
In Russia, camel breaks straw's back.
And Soviet. See, the thing that was so funny when he did it, though, was he could say, that was back when you could say Soviet Union, Soviet Union. Have you watched The Americans?
I never have, no.
Okay, someone recommended me today.
Yeah.
And you know how I hop on these things.
Absolutely.
I did watch Perry Mason.
Well, that's good. So you're up to 1959.
I was very happy with Perry Mason. I liked it way better than Perry Mason that I saw on TV with Raymond Burr, which is not a good show.
Oh, not that one. You watched the HBO one.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I see. You thought I was. Thought I was telling you I watched.
That's my 1959 joke.
I didn't know what you were saying. I just knew my delivery was
so
good.
So often you don't.
You know, I'm looking at a mirror about 16, 17 hours a day now.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think, to me, it's very attractive. I say to myself, look, I'm on a podcast. What am I looking like? Oh, Josh. Are our numbers still going up, like you said?
Hearing you say that, Andy, it's like looking at a psycho. Our numbers are down today because it's
why?
Because it's Labor Day.
That's right.
People don't have things to avoid with us.
Yes, and maybe that's why I got no cameos from my last pitch. Hi, I am doing cameos.
$7? You got $7?
Come on, you can't afford $4.44.
Are you holding at 45?
This week only. I'm still at $45.
Yeah.
You think I crossed the Rubicon?
I don't know. Are people still ordering them?
No, let's just say I do okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't understand it at all, really, how it works.
What?
I mean, I don't understand how it works. I get bursts of work.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go too much further down trying to get more work, because then they'll be like, one of Kindler's posts. It's like Doug Benson. Watch me on this thing. I'll be in that club.
You don't want to promote it, you mean?
Yeah, God forbid I should do anything to get my career going. Right?
Well, I don't know if that counts as career, really.
I knew you were going to say that.
No, I mean it. I mean it.
It's a career. Right. That's true. You're saying it's not. Well, doesn't any dollar, if I worked at a restaurant, it would still be.
Yes, I suppose it's still your career in that way.
No.
In the tax return way, yes, it's your career, but your cameos aren't furthering your career. How about that? Your cameos. Can
you laugh more while you say it?
No, well, you heard me the first time.
Can you please laugh more? I can laugh
for fucking 20 minutes straight if you want.
Hey, one more time, but even more derisively. No, here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying. I don't see it. I think the word career is the wrong word.
Yeah.
I see it as an actual, like a creative pursuit is what I try to fool myself it is.
Yeah.
Because I care about it and I try and be funny and that's it. But
because someone's giving you $45, that's the right thing to do.
Right. So it's not further. No, it's not further my.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Further my career, I mean, like enabling me to continue on while the career is still, people are still making their evaluations. It's just a way to make money. I think.
Right.
I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah. I apologize.
Well, I think that's it. I mean, I think that's the
right. But something in me says I have to be able to make it seem like I have made it. I have enjoyed it. I have no problem with it.
Yeah. Good.
Right? But it's like when you tweet and you want to get more retweets or you want to get more likes. It's just not the way to go.
Well,
I'm not saying that's the way I'm going.
Well, no, you're only going to get appreciation from the one person who asked for the thing that you gave it to. Right.
That's true. That's true.
You should charge him $5 to say good job.
I don't know. Something, I think I'm getting stir crazy, and not the movie Stir Crazy.
No? Well, at least there's a cure then.
What is it?
I don't know, but there's no cure if it was the movie, is my point.
Oh. I never saw the movie, to be honest with you, as if I'd lie about that.
Yeah.
Ask me if I've seen Stir Crazy.
Hey, you know that thing in part in Stir Crazy?
Oh, sure.
That thing with yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's great.
There's funny
With
shit.
Gene Wilder.
There's funny shit in it, but it's not a good movie.
Oh, I would like to see that eventually, but I know it's not a great movie because I know that it doesn't. I mean, I know that if it was a greater movie, you would say, "Stop whatever you're doing and go see it."
Yeah, that's true. I would be
because they were.
I'd be incredulous that you hadn't seen it.
Well, there was so much, like with Bishop Pryor, they were trying to make him. It's like there was a lot of racism back then, so they were always like, "Oh, we got to make him palatable and put him with a happy white guy or something." I mean, so a lot of the movies.
No, I think it was well past that point in his career.
How do you mean? Oh, you mean just like
I mean, by the time they made Stir Crazy, Richard Pryor was a huge fucking star.
Oh, so he could make any movie he wanted to make. You're saying?
Yeah, but they teamed them up because Silver Streak was hugely successful.
Well, I think I actually think I'm taking information that I read from one of his biographies and arguing it and saying it as if it's true, and it may not be true at all. Like that they were trying to make him look that in general they didn't use, they were afraid to have black people, but that's not the case because he was in a category by himself.
I think he was.
Yeah, he was great in Lady Sings the Blues.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what gave him his movie career.
Yeah. And we'll be back with more awkward white people talking about race. I don't understand why the Negro Leagues weren't more popular. And the show has now been canceled. I feel like we got over the hump.
Do you?
I mean, this is...
yeah.
I
thought we were on the hump.
Well, regardless, I'm talking about time. I don't care about the quality.
Yeah.
I just want people to be able to... I don't want anybody coming back to me and going, the show wasn't long enough.
Right.
Yeah. I want them to be happy. I don't want them to be happy because I did good work.
Right. They save that for Cameo.
Oh, God. I'm telling you. Oh, my God. You're really looking. I'm pretending I have a short fuse.
Yeah.
I'm short, but don't have a short fuse. I guess I do have a short fuse.
Have we talked about anything tonight?
Yeah, we talked about, you watched that movie Tammy.
Yeah. The Tammy Show.
What do you think constitutes, having talked about something?
I don't know. I just, I feel like, I just ate cotton candy.
Right. But I'm on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, all right. Let's go with it. Let's
I'm on.
Let's ride this wild stallion of comedy.
Okay, I got some more things to say to you. So what is up with, seriously, can you believe the thing today with the heat? The heat. How hot, was it indeed hot enough for you?
It was indeed hot enough for me.
This is a horrible holiday. Maybe it's the holiday that's making it bad. I thought this was going well. But if you're telling me it's not going well.
I knew when Sunday's water broke that this was going to be a long Labor Day.
Josh, I don't know what to tell you. All I know is that you're going to hang up on me. So what the fuck do I care at this point? We're past the half hour. You're going to hang up on me. Everyone's going to laugh at my expense, and you'll be happy. Then you'll go and you'll retire to Palm Springs.
Is that where you're going?
Yeah, with Don Rickles and the thing, and I'll put a flare up. I kind of want to go to Palm Springs one of these days again. No, I don't. Okay.
I've been there once, and I wasn't impressed.
It's not so great. Joshua Tree is fun.
Is it?
It's not fun, but just beautiful.
You just want to take mushrooms.
Exactly. I said it because I thought it would make me popular. How do you know I want to take mushrooms again? I really do want to take them. I'm not going to take them now, but I love this book that I'm reading. It's just getting me so excited about everything. This psilocybin book.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, this is the answer, my friend. Me on 75 micrograms of LSD a day until I figure it all out.
Yeah, perfect.
Why, you're afraid I'll lose some of my intimacy?
No, but as I've said before, much like acid, I can only take you in microdoses.
Now our mushroom hunters are reassembled here in our studio. Dr. Brown, was our search worth it?
Yes, I think so. The chemicals in the mushrooms, I think, will offer us another tool by which we can explore the mechanisms and the capabilities of the mind of man. And that's both sensory and extrasensory.
What about you, Professor Smith?
Well, John, the more I experience of life in its ordinary and extraordinary aspects, the more I feel like a wide-eyed child reaching for knowledge and life. As for the mushroom, it took me out into worlds I didn't believe existed, far beyond ordinary perception. And yet, even today, they're as real and as important to my everyday life as anything I've experienced.
Good evening.
Why, hello there, Buster.
How's it going?
It's cotton candy grape season. How good could it be going anything but aces?
Oh, boy. You got me a little excited about them. Is it Thanksgiving? Is that the big cotton candy grapes?
Oh, it's happening now. It's like candy with a skin.
Are you going to the new pavilions?
Is it open?
Oh, I shouldn't say that.
Is it open?
No, I was doing the cotton candy grandy. I was wondering if the cotton candy grape lady knew it was opening.
Well,
what do we do now? What do I do? How do I save it? You're the wizard. You're the wizard,
curtain. Right? Bring down the curtain.
No, I don't like to say the names of things. It's not pavilions. Let's just say. I don't want to say the name, but it comes in like a building. Is that what a pavilion is? A building?
Sure.
Well, when I had the World's Fair, they had a...
It's not really.
Well, but they had the World's Fair. They had, hey, come to the pavilion. That's all I understand. But why is that a pavilion?
I think a pavilion is a gathering of many elements.
Oh, like a jamboree?
Sort of, yeah. But under one roof, as opposed to a jamboree, which can be on the move.
Right. So not like a
not a rally or a hullabaloo.
I was hoping you'd say hullabaloo. It still makes me happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hullabaloo does?
Yeah, but do you think that sounds like an actual word from the South, right?
Sure.
We're having to get on down. Jethro's
you
coming.
might be thinking of hootenanny, but...
Oh, I think I am. Hootenanny. Because that definitely does sound like hootenanny. I don't want to know. What did they say when they say that? What is etymology? So I don't have to look it up every 5 seconds. I never have yet.
Depending on how you said it, it's either the study of words or bugs.
Oh, but they go, okay, how do they go this? They go, okay, of course, the etymology of it is, I don't think that's the sentence I read.
I think that's a correctly contextually.
So it's like that REM album where they had the name, it was eponymous, something like that?
Well, eponymous means self-titled.
I'm working on a new Dada. Telling the Grum to go, are we doing a Dada version of Abbott and Costello? I'm making it like I'm making fun of him, but I really, he was a sweetheart.
Who was?
Taylor Negron.
Oh, Taylor Negron. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, I feel so good today. I'm going to raise a Hindu child as a Muslim. That kind of thing.
Yeah, he relied a lot on enunciation for laughs, which is really a thin line to play.
That's absolutely true. But when he had good show business stories, because I think his cousin was in Three Dog Night or something.
It was Chuck Negron, yeah.
Yeah, is that right? Do I have it anywhere near correct?
I believe that's absolutely correct.
And is Three Dog Night one of those groups I really is probably? It's not a great group, right?
I think that I like Three Dog Night. And in fact, they did, what was cool about them is they did sort of trade off who sang, and they had a bunch of hits. But it's hard for me to There's sort of Three Dog Night, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. They're kind of the same to me.
Well, they don't sound the same, do they?
They kind of sound exactly the same.
I thought the Blood,
and you
Sweat,
can
and Tears
throw
was
in some.
jazzy.
You can throw in some Guess Who into there.
Right, right.
And you could get confused pretty easy, I think.
Well, I think you got the David Clayton Thomas crossover with whoever's in that other group.
Yeah.
Three Dog Night.
Yeah.
But now here comes it's another edition of How Little Did Andy Know?
I can't say which is better. I don't have 3 dogs in this fight. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
I don't know. I forgot. But
Andy,
I like my fake
the
laugh.
Andy Kindler something.
No,
it had to do with the rock and roll, 3 Dog Night.
Let's not get me. I know. So I was winding up for something.
I'm sorry.
The problem
I had
with
to do my
reminding.
dumb, stupid joke. I'm stupid.
No. You're a smart person, and you really try hard, and you're too hard on yourself, you fucking idiot. I'm always scared of cursing at you, because you know what I'm saying?
Why?
You're bigger than me.
That's
You're bigger
true.
than me. That's what
true.
it is.
But I'm not in the room, though.
I know, but you could still.
You would have to
crush
say
me.
a pretty bad swear word for me to actually come over to hit you.
Yeah, but I don't imagine you're that far away from the type of person who would put your hand in the middle of my forehead and have me swing under where I can't reach you.
Yeah, I would probably do that before actually hitting you in the head.
Were you the kind of child who would have sat on me? No, I don't see that as you.
No,
That's not Jay Elvis.
I was not a physical aggressor ever.
Right. I didn't think you were, but then sometimes I get an image of you scrambling up a fort, making a bamboo lie detector out of a thing, like the professor.
Yeah, not so much. I did a lot of. I was pretty active for a fat kid, but I was never the aggressor.
I don't think of you. The word suave does not come to my mind when I think of either of us.
No,
of us.
No. I don't know.
No,
I don't know why you need to bring that up. I don't know what that's apropos of.
I think you're more capable of being suave in a party setting than me. No, maybe not. Maybe not.
No, I gotta say, I think I could get to suave quicker than you. How about that?
Right. Because I'm very socially, like if I see, oh, there's Josh Mankiewicz. How's he doing?
Yeah.
You have a certain amount of, not panache, but a certain amount of.
I think suave requires a certain amount of I don't care what you think, and you just can't pull that aspect off very well.
No, I do more like I may hate you, but I'm going to certainly want you to love me.
Right.
That's going to be the deal.
Oh, iced coffee.
I know it. Oh, this is a great show. This could be a great show. And okay, what am I drinking now? Josh, ready? Guess.
Iced coffee.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I like iced coffee, Josh. It gives me a get up and go. I thought today that Trump would be out of office today, the way he was going today. Today was a good day. The Bob Woodward stuff is so good.
It's good, but
I know everything has an
whenever
ultimate.
Whenever you think, hey, we got him, it's time to grab those feelings by the pussy.
Hey, I saw that on Twitter today.
Okay, well, why do you have to bust me? By next week, no one will remember, and now I'm just.
Why did I laugh too hard there?
Because
too hard.
Because you knew you were wrong.
That's true. I think I did know I was wrong, and now I feel so negatively about myself. I don't even remember why. It's very hard for me these days to remember why I hated myself 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're getting older.
Right. You just default to it.
Yes. But you don't have that at all. You don't walk around saying, oh my God, why did I just feel as if things were hopeless 10 minutes ago? Well.
Yeah, no, I won't try to retrieve it.
No. But it also, what I do is my mood gets affected by the recent activities. And that's what I'm working on right now. What is the point of that?
Your mood gets affected by the recent activities, meaning what?
Yeah. I don't feel good in this one moment. I am now having a bad day.
Yeah, that's that's a thing that I used to bust Allison for, is evaluating your life on a minute-to-minute basis.
Did she really? Was she asking to be busted on it?
Well, in my way, my fun way.
Right. And because I don't know if you know this, but I could be considered, maybe religiously or just by culturally, a complainer. I could be a complainer.
Yes.
Remember that time I thought I had the greatest anecdote, and it was about DoorDash not delivering my pizza? That type of thing.
I don't, but I certainly can conjure it.
I said, oh, I can't believe it.
No.
I'm at the hotel. These were old world problems.
Yeah.
Third world. These were first world problems.
This was in Minnesota. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
the first world problem.
Yes, I remember. Please don't tell me the story again.
Okay, so here's the scenario. I still can't believe. Here's the thing, though. I am absolutely comfortable with. I have no problem not traveling like I used to travel.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, I couldn't be more thrilled about the prospect of not traveling that much.
I miss having a mission. I do. I really do. I like that feeling. I mean, I don't like doing it for a living.
Right.
But I do like the feel. I like 3-4 times a year at least having, getting on a plane and going on a mission of some kind.
I guess, see, my whole life is based on convincing myself that it's better the way it is right now.
Well, I mean, as long as you're not going nuts, I mean, that's step one in it being good,
Right.
It's, I think there's just, there's the financial pressure of having the world shut down,
Well, that's the thing. I thought by now, if you had told me in March that by September you would have to travel to nowhere, you would have no gigs coming up, I would have been like, what am I going to do? But for some reason, I can't, I don't know what I was going to say, sorry.
Well,
but,
you have those 3 years of taxes to get your refunds for. You still have a few more sources to go to.
That's right. That's exactly right. I accept the Cameo, which you told me a couple of weeks ago. Get into that Cameo because it's a career builder. I
said it's a self-esteem builder.
Oh yeah. It's both. You get the feeling of a. First of all, their reminders to me are starting to annoy me, even though they're not annoying.
Yeah.
But they'll say, you've got 3 cameos you haven't done. Why don't you go over there and take 30 seconds and make people's dreams come true? Right. What the fuck are you? You take 30 seconds.
Right.
This is misplaced anger, right? You take 30 seconds. Notification.
It would bother me too.
Right. But you would say to yourself, it serves me right. Nobody begged me to come down to this stupid area where if I go for $10 less, maybe I'll get a call.
No, there is, a net $100 waiting there for you.
I did want to pay 1 month's mortgage. That was my hope, but it didn't happen.
No. Well,
I earned $980 in the month of August or something like that.
That's pretty good for, for total bullshit.
Yeah, because the more you go down there is a part of me that's like, I am a consumer. So in other words, like, I am someone who's like, hey, maybe they, I'm an optimist. Maybe this Cameo will be something that will be here for years and years.
Right.
That I can that could be a nice little annuity.
It's a bottomless pool of people who will want to come and space out their requests.
But I do know what you mean, and that's why I think it'll be a little bit of a bump up when we do the speech. Will be somewhat fun.
Speaking of money, I do have to say, I don't know about my movie, but I do know that Jen Kirkman's guilt letter last week has definitely given us a buy me a coffee bump this week.
Are you kidding me?
No.
And I'm telling you, Susan says I should watch you like a hawk. I think you're doing the right thing. I think it's a 50. You know what I'm saying? You gave me a check for $22.75. And you said, if this continues, I'll get another $16.93.
Did she finally accept the giant?
Oh yeah, yeah. We're the worst business people in the world.
Because I sent one last month. Did she finally?
accept? Yeah.
Okay.
She finally accepted it because we looked. I had to pay. I wanted to pay my therapist. She goes, "It's only this amount in." And then we figured it out. We put our crack legal team on it.
All right, good.
No.
So tell her to cool her jets is my point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's, you don't want to go up against her you don't want to go, well, she's not Jewish, so I can't do any kind of, you don't want to get it between a Jew and his PayPal update.
Right.
I feel like I started out good and then went in the tank for the like as if I'm a bad acting now as a host.
Well, as long as you're in a bad mood, did you hear about the Austin Club closing?
Well, I did hear about that, and I actually have mixed feelings about it because I never really. I mean, obviously it was the club where Hicks was, and I met so many great people there, but it really was not the greatest club, and they didn't book me that much.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, fuck them then, is I guess your point.
The last part of that sounded just like really, I don't know what's the word, petty and stupid.
Yeah.
Andy, everyone said that this club's closing. Well, they never booked me, did they enough? No, they didn't. I hope they starve. But what they did have was people who worked at the club who were always great people.
Yeah.
But it was the point I'm making was it was a club that really suffered from the comedy boom because the crowds got shitty.
It was a laugh stop originally, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense because that's the club that Hicks, is that the place that all those guys worked out at?
Well, those guys did Houston. This was in Austin.
Oh, I do mix up. Okay, so there was never the scene in Austin like there was in Houston at that, what was that place that they all had with Kennison and the Comedy Gallery? No,
that was Minneapolis.
That was Minneapolis.
It might have been a laugh stop in Houston.
It may have been a laugh stop, yeah.
There were several. There were several of them.
And by the time I went to Houston, which was in 1989, it was none of those, that was way after the whole Hicks thing.
Right.
And so I never even saw that part of Houston. Oh, except recently it's gotten better. Houston, the last few years it's gotten better. But how many more clubs are going to close?
I gotta believe a whole fucking lot of them.
Yeah. So, should I tell you real talk? You want to hear some real? Was that what they say?
Sure.
On Don Lemon, you want to hear real talk?
Sure.
You know how sometimes they say something can be an opportunity, and to me, like Austin, the flavor of Austin and that club, and the type of like whatever alternative comedy or cool whatever you want to say, never quite admit it. It always felt like a corporate club in the middle of what could be. So I'm saying there's time for there's time for a new club over there or something. This could be a good thing down the road. Not every comedy club should survive.
I think that's true.
But Acme, I cry like a little baby if it went out of business.
Right.
And then also it depends on how solvent the people are who own it, obviously.
Right.
Not everybody can wait out 2 years.
Yeah, no, it's a thin margin business.
Yeah, it's a thin margin business. But then the other part of the business is I always feel like, so they lose this one, not Acme, but they lose them, and then 2 years later. Here's the problem. A lot of these cities don't necessarily need comedy coming back in that form of the 90s club.
Yeah, no, I don't think, I totally don't think it's leaving a giant cultural gap if these clubs close, but it does take away, hundreds of weeks of work for comics.
Just trying to think of how extensive the road, like the improvs. There's got to be so many changes are going to happen. But this is the first time.
No, I just mean each club is 52 headline spots.
True, that's true.
A year,
right? Yep. That just feeds into my general thing, like how much longer can we go on without someone at the top helping?
Yeah. I mean, personally, I've decided my stand-up career is pretty much over. So I'm coming to peace with that. It doesn't mean I won't perform ever again, but I'm not, the thought of pursuing it again in any kind of meaningful way doesn't ring smart to me.
Do you see that
or
as,
important?
Right. Well, that's another thing too. Yeah.
And I mean important to me and the audience. I mean, it's like, I'll still create comedy in some way, but I'm really glad I did that album last year.
Right.
I feel like I at least left a record of having been a stand-up.
That's great. Of course, yeah. That was what you wanted to do.
But
I mean, you weren't thinking of that as a wrap-up thing,
no,
or anything like that.
No, but I felt once I did it, I felt a certain amount of, all right, brush my hands together.
Well, it's such a weird thing. I have no idea what the future is going to be like, and I do feel that the fact that things look, I kind of have an image in my mind. Like I went downtown and saw all the stores and the rest. Everybody is into a certain kind of procedure that indicates rationality about how you can go out into the world and not catch it.
Yeah,
it's just like when that thing in Sturgis. Did we talk about that Monday? That thing in Sturgis.
Yeah.
It may have caused 200,000 cases,
More,
and not even in
2.5.
2.5 what?
Like 266,000 was the number.
Yeah,
So,
and not even that much in was it Idaho? Where was it?
South Dakota. No.
South Dakota. Not even that much there.
There was about 3,000 cases in South Dakota. So South Dakota gets to take in all the money of 500,000 bikers and then send them off on their way to cost the rest of society $12 billion.
Well, they still pretend like they're a right-wing state. This is beyond anything I've ever seen before with such a tremendous man. You can just see it. Like if me, you, anybody we knew, and this doesn't count for people going on protests, because people on the protests were outside and they had masks on mostly, and there wasn't a lot of spread.
No, but I'm sure there was some.
Yeah. I heard
but it was worth
today.
it. It was worth it to people to be out there.
Yeah, but I heard something like.
And I guess that's true. I guess that's true of bikers too, but they weren't wearing fucking masks.
I just don't. But yeah, and then it just gets into this whole thing of these people who are, it's like they think that they're making a political statement, or you're weak if you get it, or you're weak if you. But they're all wrong, and they've had no. All you need to do is play that thing of that woman who was at the Democratic National Convention where her father was a Trump supporter. Because her father is dead because she believed Trump.
Right.
So, I don't know. I just want you to think of this, Josh.
So is Herman Cain.
I know. They don't seem upset. How come they're going, God damn it, we lost Herman Cain over this? I mean, why are they not? It's just, there's no rationale to it, but...
I doubt there was a scene where he was dropped to his knees and went, "My African American, my African, why?"
I have to say, I don't want anybody to die, but I just can't get upset over Herman Cain dying because it's just like, I think I told you this a long time ago. I used to be a Grateful Dead fan, and then they told Pigpen, if you keep drinking, you're going to die within a year. And then Pigpen kept drinking. He died within a year.
Right.
And when I was in college, I was like, yeah, Pigpen, you tell him, Pigpen. And then in senior year college, I'm like, what a fucking idiot Pigpen was. Yeah. They clearly told him.
Yeah. When the end of your life is dismissed with an eye roll by society.
I mean, and you can't feel that way about Hendrix. To me, Hendrix is he's got Purple Rain, and it's to me, that's going to be, but I had to, everything I've not objectified, I've idealized every tragedy. Like the John Lennon tragedy. I'm not saying I'm like a crazy person, but how it affected me.
All right.
But
did you see the woman who injected Belushi died this week?
A terrible start of a local newscast.
Yes.
Kathy Kathy Belushi. No, that wouldn't be right.
No.
I know her first name is Kathy, though, right?
It is, yeah. And I want to say Smith, but
I think it might be Kathy Smith. And you know what? If she had a crisis PR firm back then,
right.
and that it's interesting because you bring him up, and all I think of is Bob Woodward,
Right.
who has been kind of a scumbag for many, many, many years now.
Well, I like this new book way more than I like his Belushi one, and I haven't even read it yet. So
No, his new book is like. Did you heard some of it today, right?
of course.
But the other thing, I read an article today where it's like Trump thought he was killing it.
Well, yeah, of course.
That's so unbelievable.
These other presidents who've been victims of him for 40 years, they don't know how to work him.
His thing is like a classic. I'm going to tell Lester Holt directly that's why I let go of Comey or whatever. Because he thinks that.
Because he thinks he's playing three-dimensional chess at all times.
That's right.
And he wants to show you the magic trick.
And when somebody can't even say when they're correcting themselves, schmickle, where he has to incorporate schmickle into the sentence like he didn't make a mistake. I mean, that's pathological. You never, ever in your whole life say, whoopsie, right. My bad.
Just throw in an and.
And, yeah.
Yeah. I said lunch and launch. Sorry.
What's that from? What is that from?
It's a Sid and Marty Krofft show.
Hey, is Sid and Marty Krofft the Clay shows?
No, they were the giant puppets, the HR Puffin Stuff universe.
And are they funny?
No. No, they're trippy, though.
That's so funny, because I always thought Sid and Marty Krofft had such a Catskills sound to it.
Well, they're kind of that, but they are puppeteers from the Catskills. Their background was in puppeteers, and they designed these characters, and then they had this little syndicated television universe.
Here's what a guy never says at a party when he's trying to pick up a lady. Of course, my background's in puppeteering.
Right.
So
hey, watch it, pal.
No, but you see, you're different. You're different. The guy who tries to make it right. And so, no. What you don't do, you're not what you do is more marionette based.
Well, it's like everything else in my life. It's not like I wanted to be a puppeteer. It just happened.
Yeah, but that's true with me. Did I want to be a comic? I wanted to be a comic, but not one who relied on his Judaism for 40 years.
Right.
And I think everybody can say, look.
Not one who has to sell it in 30-second chunks for $45.
Yeah. Oh, that got in. But you know what? And I tell people, it's not necessarily, it's different from my act.
Yeah, sure. Hey, speaking of your act, you going to send me those topics?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, topics. Yes, because we have to not start that early, but you have to, give me a clue. Give yourself a little leeway.
Yeah.
You jinxed me, though. You jinxed me.
No, you jinxed yourself, and I just pointed it out.
Well, that's the same thing then.
No, because and I was exactly right.
It's not that you were exactly right.
Andy writes me on Friday, and he goes, I'll have some topics for you by Sunday night. I didn't ask him for them. I mean, in general, it was out there. But
we'll be back.
But I know when this happens, when you say that, now you're putting the bullshit on me. Josh is going to be mad at me when I don't have these topics on Sunday. You're such an asshole, Andy. Josh is going to be mad at you. He's going to be furious at you. And then it doesn't happen. But now,
now I've created my own.
Right. Whereas you knew that I want topics. So when you can't think of some, send them my way. You don't need you don't need the preamble.
That's true. I apologize. You're not asking for an apology?
I don't want an apology. I just
want some.
You know what I wanted, Andy?
Yeah.
A teaching moment.
I love those things. Can that ever be used in a sincere way? That is impossible to use it and mean it.
A teachable moment, yes.
Yeah, because it's too Oprah. It's Oprahized.
It really is. It's condescending from the first syllable on.
yeah. I don't even like, because you're a big fan of aha moments, and I'm tired.
Yeah.
Although I heard Michael Pollan say one today about the thing about psychedelics is that they bring your sense of awe, which people don't have sometimes.
Yeah, I don't.
That's exactly. Well, how about this? I definitely related when he was talking to it because, like, the first time I had gone to a professional baseball game when I was a kid, and I walked out and I saw all this green, and it was like I felt like awe or whatever, like pumped up.
It's like a little Jewish cathedral. I don't know where that came from at all.
Little Andy Kindler came to the Dodger game hoping he would be a big man. Or it would make him feel better.
Apparently, he thought this was heaven. It was Iowa.
I still can't believe, and I don't mean any offense by this, but he's very old now.
Vin Scully, yeah.
He's 107.
That's why he retired.
Yeah, but when people retire like that, you don't usually, expect them to open up an aerobic studio. I just want him to do more appearances, more racially tinged. Why am I picking on an old man like that? What do I get from it?
I don't know.
I thought you hung up.
It didn't stick. It didn't stick on him.
Yeah, I know, but he shouldn't. What do I want from him?
I'm just an old man who respects the flag of the United States of America.
The thing that's so ridiculous about it is like, it's like my fear is I'll live to 97 and say something stupid.
Your fear? Whew.
Is it me living that old?
Yeah.
Okay, here's me. Here's you and me. You're calling me because we haven't stopped the podcast. Let's say 89. Let's say 89.
You're 89 or I'm 89?
Yeah, I'm 89.
All right.
No, which would be? I think I'll be pathetic by then.
No.
Okay, so you call me.
Let's just say if the current trend continues, yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to be like you won't even be 80 yet.
I'm 14 years younger than you, I think.
Okay,
you're
so you'll be 70. Yeah, 63.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm 14 years younger than you.
Okay, Okay. All right, so you call me, I'm 89.
I'm a teenage boy younger than you. I'm calling you?
Yeah. We're still doing the podcast.
Andy, it's Josh.
Huh?
Andy.
Huh?
It's Josh.
I don't need anything from Osh by gosh.
Andy, you did that joke last week.
I don't need to have good material, for I am a very old man. Oh, just Josh.
Let's do the air hose bit.
Hey, Josh, man, I gotta tell you, man, it was a rough week because you know that I'm in hospice now.
Oh, I know.
And they say it's fun in hospice. My sister told me it would be fun in hospice. Boy, was she wrong. And who's still listening? That's what I want to know. Is Michelle Weiscarver still listening?
Michelle Weiscarver is listening, I believe. Is
Perush and Happy Marriage to Perush? Is he going to be still adding columns up of references?
That's a question, If you wonder if his bride is going to approve of us.
I think of the scene from Diner where he forced his wife to answer a baseball quiz. Because that would be a great thing. You have to know
probably cricket.
Does Perush know a lot about cricket?
I don't know. It's just an Indian thing.
I enjoyed saying that. Oh, man, this was a great night. I don't care what happens from here on out.
Don't ruin it.
I don't want that. It tastes fishy.
Try it, eh? Salty doesn't taste fishy.
I say it does taste fishy.
I'm telling you, it doesn't. Try it.
Yes, it does, then there won't.
I said try it.
Hey, it doesn't taste fishy. I wonder why.
It's a veal cutlet, you asshole. Try it.
No, I don't. Hey, this doesn't taste fishy, asshole. I wonder why.
Try A salty, you assholes. It doesn't.
Hi, asshole. Take 4.
Hello.
Why, hi.
Hi. Thank you for your patience.
That's all right. Everything okay?
Yeah, I broke a dish.
Yeah.
I sound...
Was there food on it?
No, it was just a regular dish, but I was cutting up my fruit, and then it went all over the... Not my fruit went all over the floor, thank God, but the glass. I broke a dish. It's kind of like what you always say when the bill's too high at a restaurant.
All right. Who broke a dish?
So I said I literally broke a dish. Can we push it back 15 minutes? And you said, yes, we literally can. And that's just a little bit of the off-pod banter we have.
I'm glad that there was at least something for I literally broke a dish to be justified.
There was no, you drew attention to that. It made no sense. But me repeating it in my reply indicated that I was in on the joke.
Right.
I'm sorry. That wasn't correct. There was no end on the joke. It just was, why would you say literally?
Well, this is a horrible way to start a show. Literally. So, like you're helping with your silence?
Yes. Well, I don't think it's bad. I mean, do you want to show some of the warts of our show? The warts and all?
Yeah, but there's a way to show them where people know what the fuck we're talking about.
Okay, all I'm scared of is that you're going to make me hang up. Are you going to make me hang up? Because I'll do it. I will do it.
Am I going to make you hang up?
No. I mean, do you want to do the call again?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, good. Whew.
No.
Because if you did it on that basis, what would you have left to salvage?
Exactly. Our show would be like the Garrison Keillor Poetry Corner 2-minute podcast. Then.
Today, William Wordsworth Longfellow died. He was born in 1875 in Rutledge, Minnesota, a man whose mother was killed by a crocodile at an early age. William Wordsworth Longfellow, he never wanted to be a poet when he was young. He changed his mind during his adolescence.
There's an argument that that's your best impression.
I think it is, and it's not good enough, but it was good.
But you can go the longest with it, and you never said, I'm Garrison Keillor.
Which would have been, that would have been a tell. Yes. Yes. Emily Dickinson was born today. I'm okay. I should have quit at home. I lost.
But I know that there's nothing more dangerous than giving you encouragement. So.
No. And to show that I'm a man of, I make fun of things I enjoy. I actually used to like that. What they used to call that?
It was the authors, the writers, ha ha ha.
Almanac.
Yes, the writer's almanac.
I did because you did. I didn't know when we.
It's a literary day here in Lake Wobegon.
Don't think that my soft voice is in any way trying to indicate my own superiority, both.
Nor my danger to women.
It's both. You could say this is both my voice and both a shtick. More shtick than voice. That's the way he talks.
It's all a blur after 45 years.
He's done a lot of good projects since then, though. Don't point out to the people.
I think he has a new book out.
Oh, God. Well, who wants to read that? Is what Andy Kindler said. Is it like a memoir?
I don't know. I think there's Lake Wobegon in the title, not surprisingly.
Oh, okay. Woe be gone. And then there's always that title underneath it. Woe be gone. My years in the trenches.
Woe be gone, but not woe begotten.
Ah. Oh. I won't even be getting the audio version of that.
No. That joke, you mean?
No. An audio version is available of all of our jokes.
Yes. What's are you still on the mushroom book, or have you gone on?
Yeah, I'm still there.
All
Still there. And I don't even really know when it ends because I'm reading it through iBooks.
It doesn't ever end, man. There are no boundaries.
You really that. Hey, man. You know what I learned from the psilocybin? I learned that I'm in already before the psilocybin goes bin. All right. Not as good as my Garen Keeler.
I can't spell it, but I can feel it, man.
Is that Bob Dylan?
No.
Hey.
No. How dare you? Fuck you.
Why is Bob Dylan?
Why would you bring me?
Angry?
Why would you bring me into your babble session?
You know, since you've turned 80, which I think you have turned, or you will be turning this year.
Why would you? Why would you bring that up, you jerk?
Did you call me a Jew? A jerk.
That's
Look,
a
Bob,
jerk.
You've had a wonderful career. You're a very respected person. I love you.
Yeah.
I don't not like this angry turn.
Well, this is the Bob Dylan you get.
What is that expression? The thing you get is you get what the thing you get.
Oh, shut up.
You can't be this angry, Bob Dylan. You inspire a generation.
Ooh, I inspired a generation. Thank you, boomer.
No. This is not going to work. The legacy of a sarcastic Bob Dylan.
Ooh, the legacy of a sarcastic Bob Dylan. Ooh.
This is good. This is a winner for me, I'll tell you that. Mean Bob. Get the fuck off. Get away from my coffee, you fucking idiot. Who touched my
I gotta
act?
go, but just stop talking about me.
Okay, I will, Bob. I'm sorry.
All right. Bye.
Have a good... What are you doing this weekend?
Fuck you.
Blue Dylan. It's literally Blue Dylan.
It's Mean Dylan.
Mean Blue Dylan. That's right. Well, Blue too, because you can be mean without the cursing.
Fuck you. Don't tell me what to do. I think the English language is more my domain than yours.
You know, Andy, talking to you is like talking... You're just like a woman. What do you mean? You're just like a woman. Was that the song you're singing?
No.
You're a woman.
No. Well, okay. You're more like a little girl.
You got me, Bob. I made the mistake again of not going forward in my mind with the lyrics.
All right. Lose my number.
Well, first of all, you got in on this call somehow. I don't...
You summoned me.
Okay. I will stop summoning you, Bob. Say hello to my penis on the way out, okay?
I will do. Him I like.
That's terrible. That someone would prefer Droopy over me.
Did you see Bob Dylan come through here? What a guy.
No.
He tipped me $50.
Oh, my God. This is exactly... all I'm thinking of is how...
And this is before the questions start.
Well, here's the thing. How will I explain this to my wife when she does eventually find it? She says, do not keep our lives... Well, okay, maybe this isn't anything about her life.
There are certain extrapolations about her life one could make.
That's disgusting. I don't know if it's disgusting or sad. Cease and desist, like my penis has been doing for the last 7 years.
Here's the deal. The penis character only appears when you comment about your penis.
I know I shouldn't have done it.
So it's the only way. I didn't do this consciously, but it was my only response to your constant talking about your penis.
Well, can I add on to it?
Rather than me being disgusted or recoiling, it was a way for me to participate.
Even though it horrified you the whole time?
Well, no. Once I found the character, it was a way for me to, to have some impact and let you know how often you're talking about your penis.
Are you telling me that the balls are in my court?
That wasn't funny.
Oh. If anybody sees Allison or you see anybody close to us out in the world please don't say, hey, you must love the droopy bit. Just keep it to yourself, folks.
Right. Just understand that the wives don't know what's happening here.
Well, your wife, doesn't care about my droopy penis.
No, she wouldn't care about it if it was functional.
Either way would be terrible.
I mean, yeah, granted, she likes a good laugh as much as the next person.
Oh, God. I just came up with a terrible joke, but I will not repeat it.
You?
Yeah. Okay, ask me, do you want me to repeat it?
Well, you haven't said it, so you can't really repeat it.
No, do you want me to say it?
Sure.
Okay. So it's after the party, you call me up and say, Andy, my wife said that you were rubbing up.
Okay, good.
That you were rubbing up against me at the party, rubbing up against her at the party tonight. Did she notice that I'm on Viagra?
Okay. Yeah.
Do you think less of me now?
I don't know if that's possible, but
right. But you don't think it'd be like, you're not about to say, if you fucking ever bring up my wife one more time.
No, I'm not.
Okay, good.
I'm no Ted Cruz.
And who ultimately did not protect his wife. Right? Ultimately let his wife be abused.
Exactly my ironic point.
And I knew that was your point. But he didn't even seem concerned that his father was, maybe his father was hooked up with Lee Harvey Oswald.
It would seem so, except for it's totally fake.
Well, I am ready for the questions.
Are you?
If for any reason just to get me out of this hole.
All right.
And I am sorry about that joke, but I told you I didn't want to say it, but then I said it.
No, you pretty much force all of our hands.
Yes, which I can't do with my penis.
It's true. I'm more of a passive resistance type.
Do you think we could get the whole thing? Could we lose our small listenership over this?
I don't think so, unfortunately. I don't think that. There doesn't seem to be a lot of pushback.
Or anything. Oh, this is great.
Sous Vide's here to say, hey, Sterling Hayden, go ahead and tell us, has the situation improved?
Well, what do you think, Sterling?
Well, I'm just going to eat my Italian food, but while I'm eating, I'm just going to have to say, yeah, everything's fine.
How did you find the Italian food? You asked about it earlier. Can you tell us how post-shot in your throat you feel about the Italian food?
I would say the veal stood up to the recommendation. It was everything that was promised.
That guy's family was not happy with his portrayal of the Godfather. That was not what our father, the corrupt policeman, did.
I think real life Sterling Hayden did plenty of disappointing of his family.
Really? I mean, because he looked like a tough guy, or a?
No, he looked like a grizzly Gruber is what he looked like.
I think that's redundant because he is grizzly. Well, no, you're right. Even more grizzly.
No, Gruber's not grizzly.
Oh, I thought grizzly just meant having a lot of facial hair.
No, there's an attitude behind it too.
Well, have you seen Grizzly Adams?
I have.
Oh, what did they say about Grizzly? What does Grizzly mean in that show?
He's best friends with a bear, for fuck's sake. That's pretty grisly.
No, that's BJ and the bear.
No, that's a monkey.
BJ's a monkey?
No, the bear is a monkey. The bear is a chimpanzee.
Oh, come on.
BJ,
is that the joke?
BJ is a Greg Evigan.
Who?
Greg Evigan, again.
What does that mean? Greg Evigan. Ask me that as a Jeopardy. Who is Greg Evigan?
Right.
That's not a name.
What one of my two dads earlier played a truck driver co-starring with a chimp?
Oh, who is Greg Evigan?
Bayuga!
But that's not a name, though. Evigan? Evigain?
GAN, I believe.
Okay. Glad we got that out of the way. This is going to be a trivial pursuit question.
EVIIGAN spells it again.
I consider that one of those Irish songs that nobody knows why exists.
Yeah, it exists for me because Colonel Potter sang it on an episode of
that is really bad. Oh, how about this song when they go, they sing a whole song about things happening in the I've had enough of army life. Gee, I want to go home. Boom,
right.
Boom, boom, boom.
They say that in the army, the pay is mighty fine. They give you $50, they take back $49. I don't want.
It's unbelievable that you know every line and that I know every line. Well, you know more, I think. You're more encyclopedic.
I'm more Wikipedic, I would say.
Yeah, true. Just by your looks.
Exactly. A.D. Morgan is sending a protest that Andy's Droopy followed him. What the hell are you going to do about this? You are both at least partly responsible for this outrage.
Well, the thing is, not A.D. Morgan, Droopy does seem as moody as I am sometimes. Yeah. Like when I think I really hurt.
But he rarely rises to the occasion.
I hope he doesn't take off from this as such as he can.
You're such a cockblocker.
Oh, come on, Droopy. That I expect that from me, but not from you.
Steve Infield says, hello. I sent the match game question last week, and while I didn't expect Andy to make a match, I surely thought Josh would have. Not so. Celibate Sally was so celibate, the only cocktail she would drink was a gin and platonic. Thank you. All right.
That's very good.
We did both miss it.
It's too clever.
Yeah.
What's that?
We did
it's
both
too clever.
Miss it, yeah.
We don't know. We're not good game show players. A gin and platonic. But excellent question, though.
Steve Infield also says, speaking of Plato, if he was so smart, how come he couldn't get laid?
What, was Plato celibate?
I don't know, actually.
Or, when you had sex with Plato, what you were really having sex with was a shadow of Plato.
If he went to the Plato Fun Factory, things had to go good for him.
Is that a Play-Doh joke?
It was, yes.
Okay.
Thank you. That's quicker than you usually glom on.
Did they say that? Was it spelled Plato like the philosopher?
No,
I assume.
It was not. It was spelled PLAY/DOH.
Oh, so I still got the whole thing wrong, even now.
Yeah.
But that's good.
It's good, yet you still got my joke without a laugh or without any real fun.
Look, I don't ever, the problem with me is, am I ever really listening, or is it just a way for me to forward on to my next stupid observation?
I'm sorry, what?
Bye! Bye!
You did it last week.
How about this one? Bye, Menon.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
I do. It's my favorite. It's my favorite jingle, maybe.
Bye, Menon. Is that electric? Is that like Electric Save?
No, it was Speed Stick was by Menon. I know.
Oh, okay.
But they were in the aftershave racket. Mostly.
Oh, my dad really did use Old Spice.
One's too strong. One's not right. One's just wrong. One's not quite. But the only thing to shave is Skin Bracer hits you just right.
Wow! That one did not come from my childhood.
No, it came from
Or I ignored it.
That seems unlikely. Seizure Romero says...
Love that name. I love that name.
Has Andy recovered from finding out that his soft-ass penis gets $75 per cameo?
Oh, I have not. Was not aware of this. Are you telling me that Droopy is on Cameo? I don't believe it, first of all.
Well, believe what you want.
Why would you charge more?
By the way, happy birthday, Dave.
Why would you charge more than me?
Well, because that's what the market will bear.
That's not a good sign. That is not. Oh, sure, I'll pay 75 for it.
Good luck with that job interview, Susan. We're rooting for you.
You know I'm going to check this out afterwards.
Happy anniversary, Dave and Barbara. I hope yours works.
Have a great retirement, Al. Hope it's a soft landing.
Hope your job interview goes well and that you're more effectual than me.
It's happy retirement. Why don't you learn to relax like I do?
That's right. Just hang out.
I think you're talking about audio cards more.
Oh, yeah?
Because you have to, it doesn't work without the voice. It does, but it's better.
What do you mean it doesn't work without the voice?
Droopy really works with the voice that you do for it.
Oh, no, I have animation and yeah.
Oh, good. Do you have any accordion style jokes?
I did, I just saw today, I haven't answered it yet, but we did get an actual offer to do Andy's penis animation. And
thanks, Josh. Thank you very much,
we
Josh.
did.
Why would we agree to it?
I haven't agreed to it.
Yeah, but you mean if they want to send us, how are they going to stop us from sending their animated penis thing? I don't know. I'm just depressed about the whole.
They were offering it in case we wanted to expand our empire.
Does that mean we would be doing in the voiceover studio?
Well, I'd do the voice, of course. We can
that's right. I have no role in this.
We can get anyone to do you.
Oh, I could. Ooh.
I'm going to get a Domian for you.
The thing I like about this is that if I made money but I have no involvement, that would be a good thing.
Okay, we'll cut you.
I've never had one of those deals.
I mean, I guess it's really between you and your penis.
My life is over.
So no on the penis animation?
Talk to me off pod about it.
No, I was gonna.
I would say
I was gonna answer in the negative.
That's good. That's good. Although you seem a little disappointed because it's.
I'm really not. Like I said, my dream come true is for Mr. Penis never to have to come back.
But you claim to say it's all up to me, but then every other letter is about it.
Well, now I have to. I do have to say that the cat might be a little out of the bag
and very tired.
Yeah. Alrighty.
By Menon. Oh, I did that one already.
Jason Parton, I don't know that you're going to like this already, says, I've been trying to avoid it a bit, but I suppose I'll approach Andy's penis. I'll be socially distanced, though, promise. We're going to recast Easy Rider, starring James Mason and Andy's penis. Who do we get to take Nicholson's part?
I don't know, but I think I'm out of this whole thing.
I think right away, clearly it's Garrison Keillor.
Gentlemen, are we going to take any more acid this evening by the fire?
Yes, well, I think it would be irresponsible of us not to at least empty the blotter. I'm going to bed.
Why? I'm not good at these sketches.
Natri Pahar says, goddamn Cap City here in Austin closed permanently today. Damn virus. We talked about that earlier. Andy hates them because they didn't book him enough.
I do really appreciate in this specific case that you really did put a nice spin on what I did say.
D. Steele says, mean Dylan is mean, but he wouldn't be mean to someone as sweet and good-natured as Jimmy Stewart, would he? Surely not.
I'm going to go make a sandwich during this.
Bob Dylan, how exciting to me! You're a great artist. Ooh, thanks so much. You do know I'm Jimmy Stewart, right? Yeah. No, you're great. No, really. The thing with the rabbit, really fine work. Yeah. Ooh, I was compelled. Well, I was going to ask you about Blonde on Blonde, and you know what? I don't really have time for that. I don't like to live in the past. Well, would you sign this napkin for me, at least, Bob? It would mean the world to me. I don't have time. You can just use my cup sweat.
Very good. That was a very good. I think that Dylan got the better of that exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jimmy Stewart, in a way, you could argue was just as big as influence on society as Dylan. Probably not. No, they both were. That's a bad argument.
Perush.
Perush, the married man. Did you get a chance to watch any of his ceremony? I did not.
I have not yet.
Okay. Oh, it's available online?
It's on my wedding watch list.
Cool.
Trivia time. Thought Spiral's birthday, May 11th, is also our favorite comedian Foster Brooks' birthday.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Maybe there's some reason we came together so early.
Well, in many ways, we owe it to these wonderful characters that we pay tribute to. We do it out of love. Our tremendous love for the hack comedy of Foster Brooks.
Thank you, Andy. I hope you enjoy more than just the drunk character.
Well, I just hope if you ever come on panel, Foster, you know that you're supposed to do your character. We don't want your intellectual guy character on the panel.
It's not. I'm a little taken aback that you would call my intellectual guy sort of quote unquote a character.
I'm just saying it's separate from your comedy character.
It's the genuine article.
Right, but the people love that you do you mess up the words.
Yes, but people often confuse the two.
Oh, so you feel the need on panel to bring it down a notch?
Well, yes, the inebriated character, as I like to call him, would say something inappropriate, and that wouldn't be funny, would it?
Oh, Johnny, I'm telling you, Johnny loves the character. I don't know that he loves you, just talking about your life.
Well, Mr. De Cordova, let's just agree to disagree.
Oh, you never told me if Johnny, how he reacted when Foster would talk like that. Did Johnny try to get him back into the voice?
No, he was being a good host.
Yeah.
If he wanted another drunk character, he could have just called Pat McCormick out.
Was he, I assume he was drunk all the time.
He was one of the great drunks of Hollywood lore. Yes.
Wow. And he was a writer. I know this is dumb, but he was a writer on the show, right?
Yes.
But didn't he come out and do characters too?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay. He looks like Mike Haggerty to me.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I don't think that'll help anyone.
Okay, he looks like Gig Young, a very famous actor from the 30s.
Yeah, or maybe Avery Schreiber, if you want to go.
Yes, oh, that's better. That's better. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh.
He's the tall guy who stood next to Paul Williams in Smokey and the Bandit.
I've never seen a Smokey and the Bandit.
You what?
You've never watched it all the way through, have you?
Of course I have.
More than one?
Yeah, well, I had cable when I was 10. There's no shortage of movies that I watched more than once all the way through.
God, that sounds like a bad series of films.
That's how I became a fan of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the movie.
Right. You just started to watch it and it grew on you.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, though, right?
No, but you should.
Okay.
Is
that Stigwood?
Just to be my friend.
I am your friend. I just want to let you know, I am your friend.
And yes, it is Stigwood.
Yes, because I actually remember some of this.
Yeah. Andy's droopy is...
Wait a second. Is Andy's droopy asking a question?
Yes.
No, you can't do that, Josh.
But I won't do it. I won't do it in the voice.
No, you can do it in the voice. I don't care what you do. I'm just kidding.
All right. Well,
Andy's droopy is welcome on our show at any time.
All right. Today is the 3-year anniversary of Andy's infamous Florida hurricane tweet. In test show 21, Josh felt that Andy shouldn't have been surprised by the backlash to the tweet, while Andy felt it was unwarranted. Have your stances changed since then? And then here's a screenshot of the tweet. And the tweet is, I'm not proud of this, but I admit that when it comes to large sections of Florida, I've been rooting for the storm.
I would just say it's a weak joke now that I hear it.
Right.
It doesn't even commit to the horribleness that it could commit to.
Right.
If I had said, hey, I hope everybody dies in Florida, I hope Rush Limbaugh does. I don't care what happens to the storm. I hope it crushes Rush Limbaugh. That would have been more honest.
But honestly, I have to say, after 3 years more of therapy, we couldn't have that fight today.
Oh, I don't think, as you were saying that, I really did think of that is such an odd thing for me to have taken offense to.
Yeah, we would not have. I might have been able to piss you off. Don't get me wrong, but the fight would have been entirely different.
It's pretty funny to think about old Andy. I'm not that different that people have to worry that I won't do embarrassing things. And
don't worry, the bread and butter is still on the shelf.
But I'm still not hoping to get in the fight with that guy who I had to apologize for. Too. I don't want any of those anymore.
No, that's no good.
No.
Dan Wade says, hey, Andy, there's a cool podcast you should check out. It's called Thought Spiral. And if you listen to a few episodes, you might understand more of Josh's references.
Now, Dan, I hope Dan isn't angry because I still haven't done his show, which I will do.
No, Dan's got an edge to him, though. He likes to poke.
He's very funny. That's very funny. What was he talking about?
The MacGuffin thing was frustrating last week, I have to say.
I don't remember what that means.
Yeah, that was it.
I still don't remember what. Okay, a MacGuffin is a thing in a movie, right?
Yeah.
And it's the thing in the movie. I still don't remember the details.
Okay, well.
Are you sure it wasn't a McMuffin? Pretty funny guy, not bad.
Yeah. If you go back, you can hear that joke. Oh. You can hear that joke, too.
Orson Welles said it.
No.
Oh, I really thought I had it there.
No.
Albert Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Albert Hitchcock.
Yeah.
And the MacGuffin is when they cut to him in the movie. Right?
No.
I know what it is. The MacGuffin is when they push in and they push out. It's a classic move. It's so cinematic. You gotta push in, but at the same time, you gotta pull back.
Seth Dick III says Mama Dick III was wondering who Foster Brooks is supporting in the election. Well,
who are you supporting, Foster?
Well, I think it's very clear there's only one choice, and that's, shall we ask the drunken character? Of course we shall. Of course I'm voting for Joe and the lady.
Excellent. It's so weird that he gets drunk and he can't say like Joe Biden, which you'd think would be an easy name.
Is that the name?
I'm sorry, you were so drunk you didn't know. You couldn't remember.
I was an drunk.
I love your lack of energy on the delivery.
Thank you. Greg Kelly says, hi, guys. It's September, and the kids start distance learning on the day this episode comes out. Does James Mason have any advice for my 6th and 8th graders? They've really come to love him and love hearing about his adventures on the podcast.
Wait a second. This is a low blow. They can't tell me. You can't say my kids need to hear this.
Well, it's a very exciting time to be in middle school. I wish I could go back all those years and relive those magical times. I'm so sorry you won't be in actual school to have to deal with gym showers and peer pressure and girls and boys hitting their pubescent strides. But I believe you can have a very enriching time at home, and I think, feel free to play some Tetris along the way.
I love that. You would think that James Mason would not be up on all of the modern, well, that's not a modern game.
That's why I went with Tetris.
Right, exactly. To have him sound slightly not with it.
Right. Thanks for noticing my nuance.
Fake news. It's fake news.
Fake nuance. Larry Harold says, Andy, do you think Mike Pence ever sings Karen to Mother?
Wait, is it? Now his wife's name isn't Karen, is it?
It is, Karen Pence.
Oh, Karen. No, he doesn't, because he worships his wife, and he sees his wife as if she's his mother. And that's the sexy thing about it. Who doesn't want to think of their wife as their mother? Well, mother. Oh, it made me sick. My mom's dead.
And you still don't want to marry her?
No. What's worse than incest? Necrophilia. They talk about it all on this week's Not Viral.
Alex Norman says, who wins in a fight? A grizzly bear or a penguin with a switchblade? What if it was on ice? Is the better strategy to swing the knife or to throw it? Is he right-finned or left-finned? Will crane kicks be allowed? Why didn't LA Law hold up as well as Hill Street Blues?
Nice non sequitur at the end. Hill Street Blues was a way better show. I'll answer that.
That's true.
And LA Law was just I think it was a terrible. I didn't like it.
I didn't think it was a terrible show, but it didn't.
Oh, I didn't watch it. I'm sorry. I didn't watch enough.
Ah, okay. Way to take a stand.
I know. I realize now that my stand was completely wrong. I based it, I think, more on 30-something, which wasn't that bad a show either, I guess.
But I think it's, it's the same reason that, West Wing's good and Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip is not so good.
Yeah. And why is, and for example, also it can be timing, like right in the middle where cops are killing black people. Maybe LA's Finest is not going to be the most watched show on Spectrum.
The other thing about it holding up is that Hill Street Blues was about a timeless trope, which is police work, and LA Law was about LA, where trends are a big part of the landscape. So,
right.
So
excellently put. Excellently put.
So looking at an episode of LA Law is a lot easier to immediately date it than you can with the Hill Street Blues.
And Hill Street Blues is one of my all-time favorite shows. I haven't watched it since it was on, though.
Yeah, well, when I've taken little short glances at it when I've come across it, and it's not quite as smoothly dramatic as you remember it.
Right, right. I'm not surprised.
It's not quite as like watching a movie as one remembers. There's still some TV taint on it.
Yeah,
but it's still for when it was way better than almost anything that was single camera.
I loved the woman who played his girlfriend. Oh, I thought she still look attractive in the
Veronica Hamill, I think.
Oh God, just so great. Look, and she called him Pizza Man. Hey, yeah. Pizza Man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Back then, it was okay to make anti-Italian comments if you were in love with someone. I
believe there was more than that single ethnic slur in that show.
That I don't remember. I bet that part doesn't hold up. Just like all the shows in the 80s.
Let's be
70s. Careful
with your language out there.
But the portrayal of gay people on TV, I'd like to see. I'm sure someone's done documentaries about that. How bad that was.
Yeah.
Now it's great.
Now, no problems.
Now, no problem. You could be gay. You could be anything. And with under Trump, etc.
Natri Pahara says it's my 63rd birthday was last week. the 8th.
Really? He's the same age as me? No, he's a year younger than me.
So for a while, Andy and I are the same age.
Whoa!
We slide towards the abyss together.
And also, thank you for that wonderful. That was a great drawing that he did. I thought
it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, happy 63rd. And I just want to say this to you, not Tweet Bahar. We're all going to die. Oh, I mean, have a great year, I meant to say.
Mark Thompson says, a sincere thanks this week, gentlemen, for helping me keep sane during 2020. I take comfort in hearing that others are handling all this as imperfectly as I am. Your humor and friendship always comes through, and that is a real balm right now.
Thank you very much. And I get that same reminder from therapy when I talk to my therapist. You know, it's like everybody's going through this. This is not, how about the Trump supporters booing at the game last night? That was nice, right?
I didn't watch the game. They were booing at kneeling?
No, they were booing at an actual ceremony that they did to draw people together. An actual,
like
there wasn't even
a moment of unity thing?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I've been to these places like Kansas City, and there's a lot of assholes there. But it was great to see the ball game.
Yeah.
It was really great.
I was watching the Lakers last night.
Oh, what's that? Who's winning now? They won?
Lakers are up 3-1 in this series against the Houston Rockets.
Is it tonight, the last game?
Well, hopefully.
Maybe not the last game. Yeah.
But next game's tomorrow.
I'm going to watch that.
You should.
And I'm psyched about football.
But today,
that's my favorite sport.
You should watch. There's a really good. There's a Game 7 in the Eastern Conference series.
Well, who is it?
It's Boston and Toronto.
Ooh, and Toronto is the defending champions, right?
Correct.
No, I think I did get it right, and then I went off of it. Why did I go off of it? I had it good.
You were there. Sous Vide is back with a fresh question. What's your favorite song on the Michael Jackson album Thriller? Okay, not that fresh a question. I like Human Nature, he says.
I like Human Nature too. I think I probably love all the songs on that album. But
Even the Girl Is Mine?
That's a bad song.
That's okay.
It's really bad. Look, Paul. Does he say look, Paul at one point?
I don't think so.
I'm a lover, not a fighter, Paul.
I don't understand the way you think, thinking that she's yours, not mine. I think Billie Jean's a pretty great song.
Yeah, it's great.
I think, I'll go with Billie Jean. What the fuck?
I think Billie Jean's the best song.
Take a stand and then walk backwards looking like you're walking forwards.
It has the best, it gets you going, that song. I turned it into our song. Yo
yo yo yo yo yo yo yo yo yo yo yo yo. Says Andy's on the juice, a black belt in Taekwondo, and now we learn took a punch to the side of the head, which aside from the chin is how you get knocked out. He's not afraid to get beat up. He's afraid of random hate crimes.
How does he know I got hit on the side of the head?
Because I think we talked about it.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm pretty street tough.
Sure.
I feel bad because I got not an argument with Yoshi. Yoshi was upset about something. And then, he didn't like a tweet of a friend of mine. But then I realized, why would I get mad I didn't get mad, Yoshi, but why would I get mad at someone who has strong opinions? That's me.
All right. Yeah, well, I don't have an answer. That's a therapist question.
Right. I think everything's cool.
Yoshi also says, I was watching the NHL playoffs, and during the commercials, they kept hawking, no pun intended, a Leno's Garage Marathon based on his top 10 military and service vehicle episodes. So Jay in an ambulance, Jay in a tank, Jay with Kevin Hart in a machine gun mounted Humvee. Give us a recap of how that went.
Do you know? But you're going to tell me, I'm going to say, hey, let's do this for the speech, and you're going to say no.
Why am I going to say no?
Because I thought the general note is that I keep going after Jay Leno too much, but why not?
Well, the general note is it's not, for a half-hour speech, is he really top 30 anymore?
Are you playing both sides of the fence?
Well, I'm not saying that he's off limits. I'm just saying,
No, it's not. It's not. But it is pretty funny that he's trying to get, it's like he's going for the same thing he went with the Tonight Show. I'm going to be the most likable person in the world. I know that's not his voice, but people love him. I can't do his voice anymore.
Yeah, that's what the request was you doing this little skit.
Hey, Josh, how's it going there, Josh? How's Andy Kindler doing?
I hear he's been talking shit about you every year for 25 years.
Yeah, where did he end up?
Good point.
What kind of career does he have?
Good point, Jay. Good point. You got him.
Don't take his side.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And Yoshi has yet another.
Okay.
And then we're done with you today, Yoshi. Have you guys heard Adam Carolla hasn't touched a dime of his Man Show money?
Hey, can we have to, we are going, now you are going to allow me to, us to go after him, right?
Yeah, but you'll have to provide most of the fodder and I can just, phrase it into funny things.
Right.
But you have to provide the.
I will. I'm going to get because I think it is in the news right now where they had that, your favorite comedian, Dennis Prager.
Right.
Dave Rubin, hilarious. And, Carolla, and there's one more idiot who went on tour.
Right.
It's rife.
Yeah, no, I'm all for, like I said, I'm all for doing it. You just have to, you have to supply the venom and I'll supply the punchlines.
I know. I'm purposely ignoring that you said that. Purposely ignoring because I think I'm quite a joke writer.
Well, okay, I didn't mean to break it down quite that starkly. I mean, but my job is to write jokes for you.
I'm just
in this case.
I'm just fucking around. I'm sorry. I thought it was funny.
I'll provide additional punchlines to the gold you churned up.
Oh, that's worse. I know people. I know Bob Hope likes to have people like that around him. You're great, Bob. You're funny.
Fatty Bulger says, when you look at your phone and it just happens to come up as 9/11, do you say to yourself, never forget, so much that you can't tell if you're joking anymore?
Yeah, I think I do. I do a similar thing with it. I do jokes in my head about 9/11 every year because I feel like I could do them now, and then I lose. Why am I doing them? I say to myself. I don't do them. I don't have the energy to do them,
right.
Which I think is actually very good that has faded from our memory a little bit. Not faded, but
yeah,
it's been replaced by Trump.
There's plenty of fresher wounds.
Yeah, I know.
And the 200,000 people who've died this year.
I'm going to argue his point, though, for 1 second, okay?
Uh-huh.
What he's saying is, why should you panic these people as they're going to the emergency room to go in a ventilator? That's what he's saying.
Right. No, and there's definitely a good point. It's harder to get the tube down their throat when they're panicked.
That's exactly right. But the part that I think people are upset about is the part where he said, go ahead and do it. You can't get it. Walk around without a mask. And then many idiots did that. And then they, like Herman Cain, for example, was killed in many ways by Donald Trump.
Yes.
They only had 3 black Republicans, and they had to kill one of them.
And then there were 2. Joe Andrus says, at the risk of sounding too culty, can you give us listeners a meal or dish we could prepare this week? Guess I'm missing childhood potlucks and a sense of community.
Well, it sounds very instructive.
Well, do you want me to give a recipe?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. What I made last night, and this sounds complicated, but it's actually quite simple, was braised chicken.
Oh, good. Let's hear it.
So here's what you do. You get 3 or 4 full chicken legs, thigh and leg, still connected. Take a big skillet, a big one. I use a Creuset, enameled iron skillet, but you can use a big cast iron skillet or something, but it has to be oven safe.
Got you.
So you heat that pan. You get some olive oil in there. Wait till it's shimmering before it starts smoking. You brown the chicken, skin side down, about 5 minutes. Don't even look at it. After about 5 minutes, pick it up. It'll be brown. Give it another 2 minutes on the non-skin side. Then pull it out of the pan. Now, what you want to do now is fill the pan with basically the veggies of your choice. But they have to be vegetables that will hold up. Last night I just did simply carrots, celery, and onions. But you can go all over the place. But chop them big pieces because they're going to be cooking in the oven for about an hour. So, and don't use things like zucchini, which will just end up being mush. But hearty vegetables like that, I use rutabaga. Sometimes I put olives in there. Sometimes I put some potatoes. Sometimes I use artichoke bottoms, which are good. So you're using the pan that you cook the chicken in. Chicken's now out of the pan. Put all these very large sized chopped vegetables, and they should pretty much fill the skillet almost. And just cook, salt them up, salt and pepper them, get them hot, and then add some liquid. And you can sort of choose whatever liquid you want. Last night I used white wine. You can use some chicken broth, but add less than a cup of liquid. You basically want the liquid of everything to come up about halfway up the vegetables. And once the vegetables are sort of cooked so they're hot through, not cooked, but everything's hot, you now take the chicken, you place it back on top, skin side up. The skin should be slightly crispy, not all the way browned. You put it skin side up on top of the vegetables, so that they're all propped up nicely and they're not sitting in the liquid. You then stick that whole damn thing in the oven for an hour.
Ooh.
And everything will...
At what?
At 350, I'm sorry. And when you pull it out, the vegetables will all be cooked. The chicken meat itself will be fall off the bone tender and infused with all these aromatic things. And the skin will be crisp and delicious. And you can eat the vegetables as the side dish. And it's a good dish. And
that sounds great. Now, what if I don't want? Now, I don't really like the what you said the leg. I can't use breast because it won't taste the same, right?
You can use breast, but you're more of a danger of it drying out.
Okay, got it. That sounds great to me.
Sounds really tasty. It's pretty damn good, and it's my go-to. And like I said, you can do any number of things with what's in the pan below the chicken. I've done I've done lemony things. I often have garlic cloves in there. I also have some Kalamata olives in there. So you can do all sorts of things, and it doesn't radically change the flavor of the meat of the chicken, but you're sort of creating a side dish with all the mixture of all those things too.
I love it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Tell me your results.
I may do this. I think I will.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got a good shot of it working with a skin on chicken breast.
Right. Maybe if I did chicken breast and thighs.
Yeah, I mean, it's more about the forgivingness of the length of the cook. Because there's more fat to render out in the dark meat.
Yeah.
You end up with a moisture piece of meat and more flavor, frankly.
Do you like the leg?
I do. And I especially like it cooked this way.
Because you got the I love the idea of the skin, which there's a lot of vitamins in the skin, right? I mean, it's good for you.
Well, it's fat, but it's...
Oh, it's schmaltzy. It's schmaltzy.
Yeah. It's not especially good for you, but it's especially tasty.
It does taste great. I was mixing up a potato skin, which I think actually is good for you.
Yeah, potato skin I think is good, except for the dirt.
Yeah. No, wash them first.
Oh, what?
Hmm. I love it.
But it is an easy and really, really good way to eat chicken.
Well, I never heard before about the different vegetables that would hold up better, so that makes total sense to me because I don't tend to like when they roast all root vegetables, but maybe I've never had a good rutabaga
Yeah, I mean, it's good because it also picks up the flavor of the liquid and the chicken fat that that renders out. So all the vegetables take on some nice flavors. But rutabagas do really well in it. They come out like potato. They're sort of like orangish potatoes. But you just don't want stuff that's going to break down and just make liquid and goo.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, tomatoes don't work that well. Although it can flavor the liquid around the veggies.
Right.
The key is make sure the onions are chopped very coarsely and make sure that, like my chunks of carrot were probably almost an inch long.
Right. Yeah. And that's also better for cooking it longer too, obviously.
Yeah, when you also are using the vegetables to hold the chicken up out of the liquid essentially too. So you're using the vegetables as a cooking rack for the chicken to pick up all that steam underneath.
Cool.
Well, that I'm sure was hilarious and exciting for everyone who doesn't.
But that wasn't supposed to be hilarious. That was an actual thing that I think people will enjoy.
Thanks, I feel better. Commish G says, I'm wondering how you felt about going back to school in the fall when you were kids. Excited? Nervous? Did you get new school clothes every year?
I both hated it and then sometimes I would get excited by it, depending on the grade too. Sometimes I hated going to school more than anything back to school more than anything in the world.
Yeah, it was real. I think you could pretty much graph an increasing amount of dread from kindergarten through 6th grade, and then a spike of dread
in junior
high. And then a slightly descending dread over high school because I started doing stand-up and high school just sort of became my day job.
Right. I liked my senior year a lot of high school.
It's weird that I was just thinking about this today, but it was like, I think my senior year, high school was completely my day job.
Man, that's pretty cool.
It was, I was doing stand-up at least 5 nights a week between open stages and gigs. And I was, I had, my schedule was such that I had enough credits so I could come in at 10 and leave at 2,
Oh my God, what a star you were.
So it was just it really was just this walk-through wank my senior year of high school.
Did most of your friends know you did stand-up?
Yeah, they knew, but they couldn't come see me, which made it extra cool. But as a kid, we did the traditional back to school, go get new Trapper Keeper, go get new Tough Skins.
I hated clothes in general because of the way my mother would shop, but I did love getting new books, new pens and all that kind of stuff. That part was always fun.
Yeah, I mean, as I've spoken about clothing shopping as a kid was among my more traumatic recurring experiences.
Yeah. That doesn't sound good at all.
Here she comes.
Michelle. Wise Carver.
Michelle says, as you know, gentlemen, I don't make requests often, but I'm kind of hoping you guys can come up with a way to combine preschool Shark Tank and Droopy because those two voices make me weep with laughter. Much love to you both.
Good luck to you, Josh. Well, we love you, Michelle, so I'm sure Josh will give it a shot.
Well, I'm very excited with my newest invention. It's a penile implant, and it does incredible things. It will give even the droopiest of penises an erection, but it will also make dessert, and it will also satisfy more than just the people in your own home.
Oh God, I think this is going to get preschool Shark Tank. Shut down, Michelle.
But I think it's I could cut you in for 3% share for $140 million. Well,
let me see if I'm getting this right. Is Droopy?
It sounds like a tremendous product. I especially like the idea of making root beer and other. I assume there's other fountain beverages available. So I would offer you. I can only offer you $100 million for a 3% stake in the company. Oh, I don't know. You drive a bargain, Droopy. Let me think about it. We'll be right back after this message. Please go shopping.
I think you kept it clean enough that we won't lose our liquor license.
Thank you. Good. And
Michelle, if that didn't do it, I'm going to have to request that you make your own mixtape.
That's right. Annotated MST says, name something that each of you has always wanted to try but haven't yet managed to get to. Are you saying sort of a bucket list, if you will?
Yeah.
Skydiving, race car driver, ballroom dancing, jumping on a pogo stick. Oh, wait, Andy already did that.
I no longer have. I have nothing specifically like that I want to do. I'd like to take LSD again, but that's not like a.
Yeah.
That's not the same kind of thing. Maybe France. How about France? I'd like to go to France.
Well, I'd still like to direct a feature film, a scripted feature film, but that's not quite what you're talking about. I've never wanted to skydive so much, but hang gliding is the one.
Oh, that would be good.
Is the one that's always enthralled me.
I think I'd even enjoy watching you attempt that.
Yeah. Bounce, 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 bounce.
It's not safe, Oof. Right?
Huh?
It's not like a safe thing to try, right?
It's not a safe thing to try. I was writing for these guys for a little bit. One of them was big into hang gliding, and he had our relationship continued further, I would have ended up trying it probably.
You mean because you won't? I mean, so you won't necessarily die, or?
I mean, I wouldn't do it. You know, you don't start on a cliff over fucking Cabo. You know, you start on a hill. You know? Yeah.
But people go. I mean, it's pretty amazing what they do with it, right?
Absolutely.
How do they land?
I also like those new water jetpack things. You see?
Oh,
those are pretty cool too. Halpin Fraser says, "Hello, gentlemen. Josh, I know you don't like the later Woody Allen movies, but how about Stardust Memories? Ouch, no bueno. And also, I do like the early funny ones." Quote he references.
I don't like Stardust Memories. I didn't mind it.
I'm not a big fan of it, but you know, I think there's probably what has he made? 50 movies?
Yeah.
There's probably 10 pretty great movies in there for me.
That's pretty amazing.
And probably 5,
brilliant
all-timers.
Yep. Hannah and the Sisters, Crimes and Misdemeanors, Broadway Danny Rose, maybe.
Yeah.
Manhattan, and Annie Rose. But I never liked the Purple Rose. I never even saw the Purple Rose of Cairo.
Yeah, it's not that great. But yeah, the ones you mentioned are mostly mine, I would say.
Yeah.
Annie Hall and Crimes and Misdemeanors are probably the two greatest to me.
Yeah. So great. I think you're right. That's what I would say. And Hannah and her Sisters is close behind.
I mean, those are the ones, and those are, I think, two that you don't need to know anything about Woody Allen.
Yeah. And Crimes and Annie Hall people do know more about, but Crimes and Misdemeanors, holy moly, that is just beginning to end. It's just a great movie.
Yeah, it really is. But, the rest of them can go fuck himself. What? Too soon ye?
I feel sad that I don't have anywhere to do that. Oh, can we do that joke?
Oh, of course it's in. I already wrote it in. Because we have all the canceled comedians. That's our in.
Yeah, so good. The canceled comedians.
Yes.
That's good.
man, I think that's it.
Well, that's a lot.
My apologies to anyone I missed. And now I'd like to read Jen Kirkman's letter from last week again, because it really resulted in quite a few of you feeling guilty and giving us coffee donations this week.
Yeah, because I didn't quite.
Some
get
of you
it all.
citing Jen Kirkman as the object of your inspiration.
Well, and I want to thank people again for it. I haven't seen my share.
Not yet, but it's not like I've
Not
been
yet.
holding out money. Don't act like I'm like not sharing the money with you.
No, well, that would be.
I don't like that
incorrect.
implication.
No, it's not even close to a joke.
I just don't want people to feel like they're donating to the Trump organization or something.
No. I'm sorry I gave that impression.
Thank
If I
you.
even,
Thank you.
Yeah.
My
You're
honor,
very honest,
my
man.
honor feels cleansed.
It's good.
But if you would like to support our show, like we'd like you to, go to buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral and do what you can. If you want to support our artistic endeavors or whatever you call Andy's album.
What?
Huh?
Ooh.
Andy's album, Hence the Humor, is available everywhere comedy albums are sold. My new documentary, which is almost at 2 months of release now, Michael DeBar, Who Do You Want Me to Be, is available wherever movies are streaming. You can catch us on the email at thoughtspiralshow@gmail.com. You can tweet us at thought_spiral, and you can just love us on your own. But if you do love us a lot, leave us a review on iTunes of our thing.
5 stars.
5-star review. Also, any 5-star reviews of my movie, wherever you saw it, would be greatly appreciated too. I'm done. Andy, hang up funny.